What's good, everybody? Had a little technical difficulty for some reason. It's weird. Like, I don't know, you guys that use Discord like that. I mean, I use Discord every day, but like, every time I try to join a channel off my Discord like app on the PC, it just shuts Discord down. Has that ever happened to anybody? That's kind of crazy. Like, it's never happened to me, and I literally have no idea what to do. I've reset PC. I don't know. What's good, Hoodie? That's weird. Like, I've never had that before, ever. Let me know, guys, too. Camera looks good. Volume looks good. I was having a little bit of issues like literally 5 minutes ago, so want to make sure everything looks good. I sound good. Let me get like a little thumbs up in the chat or something. Good. All right, cool. I don't know what was going on. That's weird. I gotta figure out Discord, but all right, guys. Let's get into it. So I know last week was a little up and down just due to shit that was going on. Magic was good. Just due to some shit that was going down. Like, I got hurt last week, so I was in the hospital. Mar had to go away for some family stuff, so we didn't do an episode on Friday. We were gonna move that to the weekend, but just too much shit going on. I didn't want it to feel rushed, so we're gonna move that episode, which was supposed to be last episode. We're gonna move that to the end of this week. So that should be like another 2K League Untold Stories episode. I'll keep you guys posted on that. But today I'm excited. We got a good one. Bunch of good guests. Bunch of people I've known for a long time in the community. I got a lot of respect for. Super successful in the community. So I'm excited to talk to them. So today we're going to have 4 guests on all at once. So it might be a little hectic, but it should be fun. We're going to have me, iPodKingCarter, Solo, BadgePlug, and Igymo. So good group of guys, kind of guys that have all really accomplished things in all different aspects of the 2K community, between the YouTube side, between the Twitch side, between like the pro side, all that. So yo, Magic, appreciate the resub, bro. Much love, bro. Hope everything's good with you. Yeah, so I'm excited for it, man. Like, this is a good group of guys that I think have a lot of knowledge, have a lot of people have feedback, you know what I'm saying? But these guys have like, I feel like constructive feedback, good feedback. Like, that's important, bro. A lot of people like get on Twitter and scream fucking bloody murder. Like, these guys actually, I feel like have been around for a long time and they have a lot of knowledge on some of the stuff I want to talk about that I can respect. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for that. So guys, feel free throughout the night. I tell you guys this all the time. Same thing goes this episode. Please feel free. If there's certain topics you want us to touch on, just shoot it in the chat. I'll see the chat. It'll give me, like, I don't always remember everything, but just shoot it in the chat. It'll give me an idea to bring it up. If it's a question that you want directed towards a certain person, feel free to do that as well. If it's just a general topic that you want us to speak on, please, like, feel free to do that as well. Just put it in the chat. I'll make sure to bring it up. Some of the stuff that I have written down that we're going to go through today, again, this may shift, like, wherever the conversation organically goes, I'm all about that. So it's not like we're going to stick to like an exact script here. But a couple of things that I want to talk about with them. We're going to talk about the state of 2K, the proving grounds glitch that's been going around. I also want to touch on like the Xbox rhythm shooting or tempo shooting with the paddles. Another big one that I've wanted to touch on that I actually might even do like its own solo episode on is just the state of Twitch in general, like in the 2K community, right? Between view botting, between reruns, like curious to get their opinions on stuff. A lot of those guys have been streaming and doing content for a long time. So from when we started doing content to now, a lot has changed, right? So like want to get their opinion on stuff of that nature. Yeah, Magic, that's a good one. I'm going to add that in with like the Proving Grounds talk. And then last but not least, like pretty simple here. Like I want to talk about just making content in general, right? Like advice to people that are starting off, like how to pivot, et cetera, et cetera. I think like the group that we have has done a good job of like staying relevant for a long time, or like getting, just getting their name out there, whether that be like starting just from doing Twitch or doing YouTube, or like Igymo, who's done the stage stuff and then went 2K League Pro. I've seen iPod go from like 2K to other games, like all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're gonna touch on that. And Sneaky, that is it's a crazy one. It's a crazy one, but it's all good, man. All good. All right, as always, guys, we're gonna bring up the tournament. As you guys know, I'm hosting a tournament coming up next week. It's actually coming really fast. Please, if you guys are interested in registering, go register as soon as possible. I tell you guys this because I'm trying to save you some money. As you guys can see here, the general registration window closes on October 11th. So you have 3 days to get in the general registration window, which is $45 entry, okay? This tournament is a double elimination tournament. It will go on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The start times, we're looking at 8 p.m. on a Friday, 8 p.m. Saturday, 6 p.m. on Sunday. Don't worry if some of you guys think like, oh my God, I can't dedicate a whole weekend. I can't sit there for 6 hours a day. It won't be like that. It's going to be a certain amount of rounds per day. So, you know, give or take, depending if you win or lose, like you probably only play around 2 hours a day, depending on if you win or lose, okay? So, please reach out to me if you have any questions about it. I'm trying to get as many teams as possible. I don't know what we're at right now. I want to say like probably, I don't know, 30 something. But I know how 2K community is. Like everyone registers like super late in the game. So I would expect a ton of teams to register last minute. Or literally message me after the final window and be like, bro, please let me get in. So again, guys, exclamation point register in the chat if you want to register, or you go to my Twitter, go to my pinned tweet. You'll see a registration link that you guys can follow to get you guys all hooked up and get all registered, right? Yeah, always, Slingy, always, bro. Like literally, I'll literally like we'll promote shit for 6 weeks, and they'll message me 12 hours before, like, bro, you got me. It's like, dude, yeah, I got you. Just pay me fucking extra 100. Okay, rules real quick. We've gone over it before, but just to update you guys, if you haven't been paying attention, for guards, we're allowing 6'6" and below. Is a lock. So your lock can only be 6'4" to 6'6". We were going to do 6'7", but we decided to change that to 6'4" to 6'6". And then big man, 6'7" and above. All right, pretty simple. As you guys know, like the general rules of like most tournaments are gonna stand. So like no double centers, no double locks, no lock screens, no. We're not doing tempo shooting in this tournament. I want more time to like look into that and like think of especially with like the Xbox stuff going on and people using paddles and PlayStation can't do it. It's like I just think there's too much going on there. So we're gonna go ahead and take that. We're gonna ban that for the first tournament, and we'll look to adjust or pivot rules going into the next one. But double elimination, like I said, best 2 out of 3. Semifinals, best of 5. Finals, best of 7. The way it will work, I don't have a full breakdown yet, but like most likely, let's say like you guys win your first 2 rounds on Friday, like you'll be done for the day and you won't play till Saturday, right? And then Saturday, whoever will basically do it, we'll play it out to whoever makes the final 4, and then final 4 will most likely be just Sunday. So maybe I'll do like final 6 for Sunday, but probably just final 4. Finals, best of 7. As you guys know how double elimination bracket works. Loser bracket team, if you make the finals, you have to beat the winner bracket team twice. That's how it works. You have to do a bracket reset, and you have to beat them a second time in order to win the tournament. Okay, so just so there's no confusion there, just so people understand. I know a lot of people like to, oh my God, like why do I gotta beat them twice, bro? Like that's not fair. Well, you gotta lose twice in order to get knocked out of a tournament. Okay, so real quick before we jump into the action, yeah, I mean I'll talk to some people about it. Again, feel free to leave like comments or suggestions on different topics you want us to bring up or whatever you want us to talk about. Before we bring in the guest, real quick, as always, gotta give a huge shout out to Gamer Saloon. Gamer Saloon is one of our official tournament partners. So want to give a huge shout out to our official tournament partner, Gamer Saloon. If you want real cash prizes playing 2K and a bunch of other games, Gamer Saloon is the spot. These guys have been around since 2006 and have cemented themselves as a legitimate spot for 2K tournaments and wagers. They've awarded more than $110 million since they launched. Gamer Saloon just announced a completely freely weekly tournament series with tournaments launching every Monday. Okay, so guys, make sure exclamation point Gamer Saloon in the chat to join free weekly tournaments and get locked in with 2K wagers and more. All right, so I've been working with Gamer Saloon for a long time now. Super A quality company and everything they do. So if you guys are interested in wagers, you guys are interested in getting involved inside the the 2K community, play for or other games like wagering money, make sure to go sign up. They've been around since 2006. Like I said, they've given out over $110 million, which is actually crazy to think about. Like that's wild. So exclamation point Gamer Saloon in the chat. Go use our sign up link. And yeah. So I think they're working on a few things real quick before we get people ready to go. I just heard iPod in my ears. So I think they're waiting on a few things before we bring them up. Overall, like everyone in the chat, like overall, like what is everyone's thoughts been on 2K so far? I played shooting guard. And I played a little bit of point guard. I mean, you know, it's a good argument, iPod. I will say. There's not many people I would give the notch to in the community. Yours is up there. Yours is definitely up there. I don't know who else would even be that would really be in that argument, you know? Who would really be like truly? Like who would truly be in that argument with good beards in the community outside of me and you? It's not much, bro. When I get a fade, it's on another level. I gotta get a fade. Right now, I'm scruffed up. I'm Grizzly Adams right now. I've been locked in the gym. We got a fucking Category 5 hurricane about to hit where I live. You know, who knows if we make it past tomorrow? I don't know. You know, let's hope so. Big Bullet with the 6 months. Yeah, you can go ahead and drag whoever is ready in. Bullet, appreciate the 6 months, bro. Appreciate that. Oh, there he is. Before we even get in any conversation, I usually see iPod on the screen. Like, I'm just gonna let the chat decide. Like, okay, Bullet's got a good beard too. So Bullet, me, iPod. Man. See, it's like a little unfair though. Like, you got the chain too, bro. Like, the chain and the beard. Like, the chain makes the beard look even better too. Like, I don't know, chat.
Talk to the jeweler, bro.
Yo, is this a crazy statement though, chat? Too like iPod being bald also makes his beard better. You know, it makes it pop more. Like if I was like, because like when I get a fade, I'm not gonna lie. When I get a fade, like the beard's crazy. You know, with no fade,
it's crazy.
I don't know, bro. Yeah. It's an unfair advantage right now.
I don't got no fade either. You know what I'm saying? I'm basically fading into nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you have a natural fade. You have an everlasting fade. You have an everlasting fade, bro. Your fade will never go anywhere, bro. Nah, hey, I appreciate you guys jumping on. I see Badge joined. Badge was good with you, bro.
Go Badge.
Yo, Badge, do you have
am I in here?
Do you have the? Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh yeah. Hold on, bro. I gotta get my my lighting on. 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
You're getting flash banged right now.
Yeah, it's bad.
Absolutely bad. Flash banged right now.
You're playing Call of Duty in real life.
Magic right now. Crazy, bro. All right, so before we even jump into stuff, like I want to check up on people. iPod, we haven't talked since the 2K League ended.
I gotta get
yeah.
The final goodbye.
the last hurrah, as they would say, man. Bro.
The last hurrah. Yeah. Well, no, actually, I hit you up about I think I hit you up about the EA stuff and got you to do some stuff with EA. So
Gabby.
Outside of that, bro. Sure. Yeah, outside of all that, like how's life been? How's 2K been for you? Like what's everything up with just going on with you right now?
Actually, I can't lie to you, bro. It's been a whirlwind. Like ever since everybody got back onto that Elden Ring DLC, they basically brought me back to the drug that I tried to get away from. And then they dropped Wukong in my lap and then told me like, no, don't play Wukong, play the Call of Duty beta. Then they said, don't forget about the beta. 2K is coming out. Like, bro, I just been super busy, bro. Just living.
That's
playing
good,
games, bro.
Busy's good. Fun. Yeah, busy's good though. Like that's what I love. One thing is like I've always gone crazy about is like when gaming is dry and I only have one game to play, I just burn out. You know what I mean? So like having the ability to juggle things and play different games, like that's a blessing because I started with college football, then I went to Madden, now I'm on 2K. I can't wait for BO6 to drop. I'll be on BO6 when it drops. And then what isn't GTA 6 next year maybe? Like that's the hope.
GTA 6 is next year, but they also got the Ghost of Tsushima they're not calling it DLC. It's supposed to be a second rendition of it with a female character lead. So that'll be coming out soon. Like it's so many games. Then you got a bunch of remasters coming out. It's a pretty good fall for gaming for sure for 2024. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. I need that because I don't, as we've been around this community for so long, like I don't know how long I can last on
Keep
2K
going.
for
Yeah.
ever. All right, we're
I
good.
got a
Looks like we
question
got
for
the
you.
boys.
Yo,
Yeah,
Oh,
go
okay.
ahead.
yo.
So
What
check
up, what
this.
up?
Go ahead. What's the question?
Do you like Russian roulette?
I mean, okay, let me ask you a different question. Like, do I like gambling? Is that what you're gonna ask me? Like, do I like gambling? Because
Do you
yeah,
like
I mean,
taking
yeah,
chances?
unfortunately, I like gambling a little too much. Yeah.
Okay, so there's this game called Liar's Bar. We played it on Twitch about 2 days ago, and I finally got the time to upload the YouTube video. An amazing game, bro. Like literally amazing. So basically, it's set up where it's like 4 different animals in a bar, and basically
Okay.
you have to choose who's the liar at the table with a deck of cards calling out ace, kings, and queens. And it's funny as hell, bro. It's like basically Russian roulette. If you drop an ace, but we're on kings, and I say you're a liar, and I catch you, you got to take a Russian roulette shot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Okay, okay.
it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
I fuck with that.
So,
Yeah, I fuck with
yeah.
that, bro. I'll be honest. Like, I know Solo, you do a little bit of sports betting, or I've seen you put like some different slips on the TL. Like, I don't know, like I don't know who else in here sports bets, but like, and in the chat as well. My fucking luck in the NFL this year has been absurd. I mean, absolutely absurd. Like, I've had years where I lose bets, but like, it started. What was it? The week where the Commanders played the Bengals. I had like a 6-leg slip. I think it might have been like plus, let's just say 1,300. And I had Jaden Daniels 40-yard rushing. He took a fucking knee at the end of the game and had 39. And I just haven't won. I haven't won a bet since. So like I don't know what to do. So hopefully I haven't been able to bet NBA in a long fucking time because I've been an NBA employee. So I'm ready. I'm ready to give the NBA rank. The NFL is just cooking me right now. So it's been rough. It's been
Time to get back out there.
I do play fantasy, Iggy, and it's been dog shit also.
It's been terrible.
Dude,
Bro,
I had bro, listen, real quick. Like, I might have had the worst fantasy football loss in my entire life this week. I've been playing fantasy football for a long time. And I'm just going to go ahead and read this to you real quick because I don't think any of you guys that are like tuned into sports, you would just say there's no fucking way that I lose this lineup. So just to give you guys an idea, I played Draco. Draco's in my leagues, like the 2K Draco. So my team is Joe Burrow. I got A-Chain. I got Kenneth Walker. I got Tyreek Hill. I got DK Metcalf. I got Travis Kelce. And then I got like Jets. I think I got Jets defense. And I got like fucking McPherson or something. Who cares about the kicker anyways, right? Like that doesn't matter. So now Draco fucking goes out there with, I mean, no joke, a random, like this guy's team was Caleb Williams, Roshan Johnson, Carson Steele, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze. It's a fucking Bears team. Kyle Pitts, Al Lazard, Bears defense, and I fucking lose, bruh. He was projected 70 points. I was projected 130. He finished with 125. I finished with 109. So it's
wow.
It's not good.
Yeah, I just had the best one. You know Cheats, right? He used to be Eyeball.
Of course.
Yes. Yeah, so I just played him and I was making fun of him the week before because he was 0-4 in our league. And I ended up only being up 3 points, like 3.5 points going into last night's game, and I had no players. All he had was Olave. Olave did nothing the whole game.
Oh my god, bro! He did nothing, bro.
He did nothing.
Like, that's another thing. I put Olave 40 yards on one of my slips last night. As we know, fucking guy had like 2 targets, 1 catch, so did absolutely nothing. So, real quick, guys, like I told you guys in the chat. First of all, I appreciate you guys joining in. I know everyone's doing their thing, grinding content. Everyone's busy tonight. Like, not an interview type style. Like we'll kind of just talk on different topics. If something sparks in your mind, like, oh, like let's bring up this, bring it up. The case may be. I don't know if my camera just froze. Okay, I think I'm good. Yeah, so don't feel like it has to be interview type style. Like you guys can just jump in and speak or bring up different topics outside of what I even bring up. All right. So first things first, kind of ask everyone the same thing when I start. And we can just go around the room. Like start like iPod, Solo, Iggy, then Badge. Overall, we've been playing 2K now for a couple of weeks or 6 weeks, whatever the case may be. What's everyone think? Like do we like it? I mean, I'll give you guys what I think. Like, I've been in that, like, it's not good and it's not bad. Like, I can play it and I can stream it and it doesn't drive me crazy all the time. So, like, I don't know truly what I think, to be honest. So I'll just pass it around the room. Like I said, I would go iPod, Solo, Iggy, and then Bad. So iPod, feel free.
Well, I'm coming at it from one build only. I've decided to just do one build a season. Basically, I got a lock that's a shooting guard, and I made it my way, so it's kind of like my play style a little bit. I've been having fun with the lane steals, of course. You know, I made a little issue about the bump steals. I still abuse it, but all in all, the events have been throwing me for a loop because they're really, really bad. But I feel like Proving Grounds, when it does work, it's one of the smoothest modes in the game. For whatever reason, it's like the game speed is slow, but it just feels like everything is slow all around, so you can see your queue a lot better. You know what I mean? I see more people greening in Proving Grounds for sure. But
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Solo, go ahead.
I think kind of like what you said, like it's not great, but it's not terrible. And I think that when this next patch drops, like, it's really gonna like tell us like a lot, because like some people are saying like it's gonna be like a completely different game potentially. I don't know. I think it's solid, but like there's a few like major things, like the close shot post fades. Like, I don't know how that's not fixed already. I know they're trying to wait to drop like one big patch, but like that's really bad right now, in my opinion. And then also like the contest system, I think could be touched up a little bit. Yeah.
Agreed.
Look, I got a lot to say.
Okay,
And I was so me, I've always been one of the people that, like, I appreciate the game that's in front of me always, because obviously this is my job, and you know, so I always try to look at the positive side. This is the first year where I really think that like they didn't do good, and like I love 2K, but like, so like I hate that I'm saying this, but like I don't like it. Like, it's just, I can't name when it comes to strictly gameplay. It sucks because no, it's not even the shooting thing, because I've been on the side of shooting where I can't shoot. I've been on the side of where I can shoot. Like, it's just, I don't even care about the shooting. It's just everything gameplay wise about this game I don't like. Like, I can't name one thing about the gameplay this year that I enjoyed. The dribbling sucks. The game speed is way too slow. The lanes are overpowered. The shot contests are terrible. Paint defense sucks. Like, in my opinion, there's nothing redeeming about the gameplay on this game. And again, I hate that I'm saying that, because like every year I love 2K. Like, I always try to look at the bright side. It's tough this year. It really is, because they really did everything else right too. In my opinion, the rep rewards are amazing. Cap breakers, the build system, like, I love all of that. But the second you get on the court, in my opinion, there's nothing cool about it. There's no like sick dribble moves or new features. I mean, they have rhythm shooting, which is cool, but I mean, that's not going to carry me through 12 months of the game.
That kind of really ain't cool though. Like, when you think about it, rhythm shooting is only really good for people that turn dribbling off of the right stick, so they don't get no delay. And plus, we just learned
that shit has its issues on its own, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that has its own issues on its own, right? So like, there's that's. I mean, I think if you're going to introduce like something like that, it needs to be optimized and ready to go. Like, now that you're finding all these like extra, you know, nuances about it, like I personally don't use it, but like, you know, I hate to see that like guys that are in the corner can use it, but guys that are dribbling really can't use it. And then like now you have the Xbox with the paddles and like PlayStation no paddles. It's just to me that's a mess. But before we go on to that, Badge, want to hear from you as well. Like, what are your thoughts overall so far?
Well, the game, like Iggy said, I mean, it has a lot more issues than it has good things, right? Like, I think the game is really lucky right now that it has a legend grind, an actual good legend grind. Yeah. If it wasn't for that, I mean, I wouldn't even be on the game, really. I'm not going to lie to you. The close shot glitch, the Proving Grounds glitch, there's multiple Proving Grounds glitches. You load up, your rank's not there. So you go in as an unranked player. You can dashboard. Contest system is dog shit. The flukes is ridiculous. You one game, you know, you blitz somebody, you pick it up every single time. The next game, you don't pick it up.
Oh, that's so annoying.
That's the deciding factor. And when you put a good team next to a good team, it's just whoever gets the 50-50s in that game. And there's no like competitive skill gap, because if you're even close to that team's skill, now it's just up to Mike Wang playing God if you're gonna win the game. So really, to me, and I'm not even kidding. To me, like the only thing is, and I've actually cracked the code, and I can't get to it yet. Is just you can't take the game serious at all. You can play the game and you can have your fun, but you just can't take it serious. The moment you're like, oh man, we should have got that steal and that rebound, and that's another thing is the rebounds bounce out to South Africa every time.
Yeah, that's
just like there's no competitive. This team is like elite, but the other team's like great at the game. It's like now you're at a 50-50 chance, whereas last year the elite team's winning 9 times out of 10, you know? And it's just, I don't know.
No, I think
it's a lot.
Yeah, I think you make a great point, honestly. Like, I think what I've noticed, and for you guys that know me, like I've played 2K competitively for the past, I don't know, since 2018, like with the 2K League. So I've always had to be locked into like trying to get better and like getting drafted and being on teams and like streaming comp stage and XYZ. Like finally this year, now that I've wiped my hands clean of all that, I can just play the game. I've noticed play the game casually. Like I tend to enjoy it. But the moment I go into a competitive scene, like you said, Badge, like I fucking go insane. I mean, I loaded up, what was it? 2 fucking basketball gods. Like that was the first, I guess, like thing where I was like, okay, I'm really gonna try to win every game. And I was playing with a good team, like me, Greens, and I forgot who else. And like within an hour, I was like, I gotta get the fuck off this game. I can't do it. Like,
I think I beat you.
Like you said.
Didn't I beat you?
Yeah, I think you did. You played with Fanta, right?
Yeah, I did.
Fanta
I beat you.
Yeah, Fanta and Retro. But it's like, bro, it's like you said, you blitz someone, you don't get it. Like you think you got position, bro. So many times in these fucking events, I got position on the inside center, and I'm getting like snagged from behind or tipped rebound out. It's like that just makes no sense to me. Like you said, paint defense. Like if I don't, even though I right stick, it's just like it goes in. It's just that shit. Like you said, I think this game in a competitive scene is rock bottom. I mean, and I'll be transparent here. Like I fucking hated last year, and I didn't like the year before. So that's pretty bad, you know.
I mean, I will say this. At a casual level, the only reason it's really good is because you can do out of body stuff that you like any normal person wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah.
Everybody can do it now. And it's because of that invisible wall. Like, remember the invisible wall from Out of Bounds? That's not there anymore. I feel like it's around every single player, offensively or defensively. There's an invisible wall that you can't see. Like somebody will be trailing you. Like, let's say, for instance, you're at the throwing line, somebody's at half court. Their arm is out as in if they're riding your hip. So like that right there lets you know like something is either wrong with the hit boxes or the contested, whatever it is, there's an invisible wall around everybody. So like that's why the contest system's so bad. That's why like the steal system, you think you're going for a lunge steal and you're like, yo, I just blitzed them, but it didn't give it to you because you ran into whatever wall is right there. It's super weird, yo.
Yeah. One thing I want to ask Solo about. So like Solo, obviously you won basketball gods. First of all, how do you even manage to make it that far without absolutely going crazy? Because I will say, I don't know if what it is this year, but every fucking random kid I play in one of those events, I mean, they're the best kid on the fucking game. I mean, they're doing moves that I don't see any kid do in comp stage. They're doing fucking just the wildest shit, and they make, not to mention they make every fucking shot. I mean, these kids don't miss a fucking shot. You can't bait a motherfucker. You can't. I haven't baited a kid in a fucking event game once this year, which is just wild. Everyone greens everything. So like, how was that? Because I'm sure that was stressful on its own. But yeah, talk to me about basketball gods.
I mean, to start, it was like the event was on like rookie or whatever. So like even more shots were going in, like random people were going like 4 for 4, whatever to start the game, stuff like that. We were getting like a lot of steals, like 3 to 4 steals a game. We were kind of playing like out of body, like blitzing and shit. But I think we really won because of rhythm shooting. Because like all 3 of us were rhythm shooting. And so like it was already on rookie. We were rhythm shooting. So we got like that boost. People saw us rhythm shooting and they started to think like we were cheating for some reason too. But I don't know. That shit really, I don't know, gives an advantage. I don't know. I think that's why we won rhythm shooting.
Didn't say 70%.
Question about the
boost?
event to a question to the event about you guys, for you guys, and like I've heard this. I don't know if it's true, so like you guys let me know if this is actually true. I read something that like you get max badges in the event center? Like, is that a real thing or is that just some bullshit?
Just that
So
one. I think it's just that
it was
event. I'm not sure.
yeah, basketball guys ended up getting patched like with probably about 8 hours left. What you
Okay.
could do was you could go back to the home screen, you could create any of the like Pro Toon builds that like had like legend badges and stuff like that, and go into the event center with a 60 overall, and everything was maxed out. Like all of the badges maxed out, all of that. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's that's not ideal.
Yeah, 2K, they said that like the point of the basketball gods event like this year was to like feel like a basketball god. So like that's why your badges were maxed out if you're on a 60 overall. Like that was intentional for that event. I don't know why, but
bro, that's
I
wild to me,
I know.
bro. Like,
Yeah,
and listen again, like, bro, I in all seriousness, like, I love 2K. I love those guys put in a ton of work, and like they should understand if they ever see stuff like this. Like, this is all this feedback and this thing we talk about comes from a good place. Like, it honestly does. But like who sits in a room and says that? Like, that's just a little crazy to me. Like, how about the guys that go on a 40-game win streak? Does that not make them a basketball god? Like, why do we got to give these dudes max back? Like, that's just crazy to me. But we won't get too deep into that. I think overall, like you guys said, I think they've done a good job when it comes to like the legend grind, like the rewards. I like the cap breaker idea. I think that's awesome. Like, I think that makes me kind of want to grind my build to see what I can potentially get it to become. So I do like that idea. I'll be honest, man, like I don't even hate the parks. Like, I think the parks are cool. Like, I don't really care if like the pirate shit, but like the Rise Park to me doesn't. Yeah, like the Rise Park to me doesn't look bad. The problem is there's just so many places to play the game that the parks are never full. So it makes the parks not even worth it. But like once they bring back the OG parks, like I had a lot of fun in O-Town when the game first came out. Obviously the game just first came out, so that also made it fun. But like I think once they drop Rivet, once they bring Sunset, like I think those will always be packed and that will be fun. So like I said, from a casual standpoint, I've had a good time. I've like Iggy, I'm sure you've been in there, but like I won't touch comp stage and I'm not touching 5v5 Pro-Am this year. I just won't do it. So yeah, I just won't do it. And as we get deeper into this game and these guards start unlocking more cap breakers and more shit, it's gonna get more and more aids. So if it's already aids, I can only imagine how it's gonna be when motherfuckers are even got more shit on their player. I don't want to deal with that personally. So we'll see. We'll see if 2K can do something. Go ahead.
From a lock standpoint, it's pretty easy for us. Like all we need is Hall of Fame badges for lock. So as long as you got Hall of Fame badges and you're like threading like 92, 94, 96 and stuff like around there with your defense, you're good. Like everybody else, like the bigs, they the ones that gotta deal with the bullshit. Like insides, like even poppers that have inside defense, you're cooked. Like you're either getting dunked on, you're getting spammed, you're getting drop stepped. It's over for you. You're cooked. You're getting faded on close shots. Yeah, they're cooked.
So yeah, Tox, you brought up a good point about the events, like how Old Town and like all of that, like it's fun from a casual standpoint. I kind of like thought about it yesterday. It just randomly hit me, and I tweeted out about it. But why do we not get more events? It doesn't even have to be gods. It doesn't have to be unlimited boost events. Why are we going 14 days at a time in the first month of the game that there's not an event? What, like I feel like that's not like that. We just skip past that. Why would they ever do that? Like it could just be double rep here, double rep there, or even like back then, like we used to have. Well, I think it was Fridays 9 a.m. For 2K19. It was Reese's Pieces. The whole park was a whole different. It was a whole different environment. Double rep. We used to have Club 2K. We used to have Park After Dark. All of that. Why do we not like?
Is it crazy though to think that like? Is it crazy that like? This is me this randomly just came in my head, and like you guys tell me if I'm just bullshitting, but like, does it almost feel like they put more effort into the theater like than they do like?
Yes.
The part like you know what I'm saying.
But like, I mean, the theater is cool, but I don't know. Go ahead.
I think the theater stands for like bringing nuances every single day, every other day, like. And I guess it's just a press of a button for them to say, okay, on Tuesdays, this is going to be our lineup. Wednesdays, this is going to be our lineup. It resets at this time. And they got like some type of, tweet scheduler that's going to say, oh, well, this is going to be the schedule for theater today. I think that's pretty easy. But I feel like these rep events and stuff that they're supposed to be giving us, because the legend grind is crazy, it's crucial, and
Crazy.
a lot of people are either bigs or guards to get the most rep. Like even me at a lock, like even with not playing a game, I'm almost a starter 3, but still I know that grind has to be 10 times harder, because I watched me and my friend at big. He started, probably like 3 games before me. I hit starter 2. He's already at 82%. I'm at 30, and we played the same exact time. Neither one of us have
That's another thing, iPod, that like I want to touch on, and like I'm curious to all your opinions here. Like, I've never been a fan of this. Like, why can't rep just be win based? Like, why does it have to be like I don't know, personally, that's how I feel. Like, why can't the whole like, okay, a center gets more, a guard gets more, like why can't it just be based off wins?
That's a good point,
just
but I feel like
my
there needs to be like a small variation. Like, I wasn't really a fan of like throwing lobs back in 2K20 because of the most my points or anything. But I feel like there needs to be some variation of where you can get more rep than others. But then again, like guards get more, centers get more. Like that's the problem that comes with it. So I don't know how they would balance it. But I don't
Yeah,
mind.
I think the way you balance it is like you just say fuck it, and it's just based off wins. Because like if you're
You think so?
if you're promoting like, yeah, I mean that's just my opinion, because it's like someone who's played lockdown, right? Like there's games where I'm not gonna do much. Like I'm like when it comes to the stat sheet, we'll say that, right? Like yeah, sure, I'll get a stop or whatever, and that's not always that doesn't always mean you get a steal or you get a rebound or whatever the case may be. So like my stats don't always get displayed on the stat sheet of the impact I put on the game. So it's like if I'm a vital part of a team as well when it comes to winning in whatever scenario on the game, like I just feel like I should deserve the same amount. You know what I mean? It's almost like you're pushing players. You're pushing players to play, like you're pushing players to play certain positions based on how they can get rep, which I just don't agree with. So yeah,
No,
it's like you play on ball for the feed is telling you that good stop, I think it's like force ball pickup, you might get a steal, stuff like that. Like I'm like, yo, why is my rep not as good? Like if my stats are 9, 5 steals and 2 boards, and I got an A minus, like I should get a lot of rep for that game because I basically did what my build entails. But I guess the game isn't geared for that. I think it's more of like points and rebounds set. And it's like, if I don't get any lobs thrown to me, I'm cooked. I'm not getting no rep that game for sure.
Right.
I think another thing is the lockdowns always get more fouls. So if the rep is teammate grade based, you have to factor that in. That the lockdown, I mean, when I play lockdown, I get 3-4 fouls every game. I make sure that I use my reaches,
that motherfucker.
So when I play on lockdown, and that's why I don't like, I got the cat breakers on my lock, and I still don't even have all the legend badges because I don't want to get on there because I'm gonna get a B plus, and that's a great game. Maybe even a B, and that's a good game as a lock. So like, there's no reason for me to play on that at all. And I love lockdown. It's my favorite position. That's what I played in the 2K League thing when I met 𝗖cie. So I can't do it though.
And I think another thing is like with the rep, like you were saying, when it comes to like events, majority of the events are like rep based. And I don't know about like you guys, but like I'd prefer if they were win based. There's only like been 2 events ever, I think, which is like Basketball Gods and Poseidon's Reef, where it's like win based. And I don't know, I like these events more because like say you're like a lockdown, like you're not gonna win Formula or 90s or whatever mobile on a lockdown, but in like Basketball Gods you can, and everyone has to contribute towards winning that event. Like I feel like we should have more events that are win based that are rep based.
I 100% agree. Magic in the chat said also a good idea is like, what if you just added up all 3 of the teammate grades, and like the average of your teammate grades is like based on how everyone on your team gets rep. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense too.
Yeah.
Like I just think like there's got to be a better system, because again, I think it favors people making certain positions or like playing a certain way in order to get a certain amount of rep. Where like I feel like you should just play however fits to you, and the most important thing should always just be winning. And no matter how you win, as long as you get a win, you get an X amount of rep with that, is my opinion. So jumping into it, moving forward, I want to talk about it a little bit. I know we touched on it a little bit, and Badge, I know you've been talking about this a lot on Twitter as well, like the whole proving grounds, right? I talked about proving grounds like before the game came out, and I'll just give my take on Proving Grounds. And now that we've seen it for a certain amount of time, like I can give even more feedback. But like obviously I love the idea of Proving Grounds, right? Like before we got the game, A+ idea. It's an idea that, I mean, just being transparent, that we actually brought 2K from the 2K League standpoint. Ours was a little different. It was more of like a 5v5 based just rank system. But I think it's important to have a valid ranking system in any game nowadays, especially when it comes to longevity. So for me, it was like important for Proving Grounds, one, to obviously work well. Like I think that's number one thing, right? Like it has to work well. Servers have to be good. Like being able to find games, like that's all obvious stuff. On top of that, like the ranking system has to make sense, right? Like not being able to glitch your way up, or dashboard, or whatever the case may be. And then on top of that, I was an advocate. I mean, I'm curious your guys' opinion of this. Like I was an advocate for like lineup restrictions in Proving Grounds. And I just think, based on like if you look at other games, like we'll just use Call of Duty for example, you have restrictions inside Call of Duty. I mean, there's certain guns you can use, there's certain attachments you can use, there's XYZ when it comes to a ranked playlist. So like I felt like in order for Proving Grounds to be like considered the most credible place for like comp, right? Proving Grounds, where you prove yourself, it should have the most competitive, fair lineups. Like, and it just doesn't have that, which I'm not surprised. I didn't expect him to have that, but I guess that was one thing that was on my wish list. So curious, just all around, you guys, like we could touch on it, and then Badge, you mentioned a lot on Twitter was like the skill-based matchmaking, skill-based matchmaking stuff. So like, feel free, like I'll just shoot around the room, like your guys' overall thoughts on Proving Grounds, like from start to finish, or how it's been so far, what they should change, etc.
Cool, Badge, go first.
Yeah, so Proving Grounds, it just completely defeats the purpose of having a ranked mode with skill-based matchmaking if it's in other modes. I mean, there's literally no reason to have it. If theaters like that, Pro-Am, I think now to an extent is like that. As I've been playing it a bit more, I think they've changed something there. It just doesn't actually make any sense. And on top of that, you have the glitches, with dashboarding. You have the glitches with, like I said, Humphrey wanted to be on the podcast. Sorry. But you have the glitches with where you literally just load up the game. Go load up your game right now, and your rank won't be next to your name. So you're basically loading up when you go into Proving Grounds as an unranked player, which means you're going to play other unranked players most likely. And the problem with that is, normally I'd be okay with that if it was like cupcakes, right? You're beating people that are actually bad. And yes, there is worse competition there. But with how the ranking system is and how it resets every season, especially, and it's something people will notice as the seasons go on, is you could just be playing a guy that's really good at the game. He just hasn't played a lot of Proving Grounds yet. So I'm going in there and I win 10 games in a row versus some cupcakes because my thing is glitched. And, there's some competition there. And then I lose to a guy that's, 2 red plates. These guys have a post score and a lock, whatever it is. And now I fly. It's literally like I lost all 10 games. Like there was no reason to even play 10 games and win those 10. It's just gone. Like it never happened, So the whole thing at the moment is cooked. The whole mode's cooked completely. It's false advertisement at this point.
Yeah. Ain't lying.
Anybody else?
I mean, I'll say like I play a lot of other games off stream, like competitively, like COD, Valorant, like Rocket League, like all of that. Like I like playing ranked. Like I love ranked mode is my favorite mode on every single game, no matter how good or bad I am at whatever game. Like it's the most fun. I feel like the Proving Grounds just doesn't have that feel. And like when I heard that 2K was getting a ranked mode, I was actually so unbelievably happy. But like the second I loaded up Proving Grounds, like it just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's missing, but it doesn't feel like a COD ranked or like a Valorant or Rocket League. Like it just doesn't. Maybe it is the matchmaking, like, and the glitch that Bad just talked about, how you just play against random people. But I feel like you don't play against people who are actually on your caliber, kind of. Like I feel like maybe there's not enough ranks to where you're playing against people who are actually like as good as you, or you're playing people who are way better than you, or you know what I mean. Like it just doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't have that feel personally, and I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I don't click Proving Grounds and think like, oh yeah, I'm about to play ranked. I just think I'm about to play like a matchmaking mode, and that's it.
Agreed.
Honestly, to me, what I believe is I played a little bit of Proving Grounds over the last few days. So like I think like each day I play like six or seven games, which isn't that bad. But what I noticed is when you go in and you're playing against these teams, they play exactly like how rec players play, because pro-am players and rec players play completely different. And I noticed every single team I played against played like a rec team. When I went inside the fucking 5v5 pro-am, bro, they was hawky as fuck. I knew where I was when I stepped in that pro-am. But Proving Grounds just felt like rec. It just felt like either they were random recs on guys from Squad Finder, or they were 5 that loaded up together and said, hey, let's give Proving Grounds a shot. Because we were beating the goofy out of people. I'm like, yo, it's no reason we in here beating people about 40. This is supposed to be Proving Ground. This is supposed to be where like all the hitters at. I'm with red plates. I'm with people that play the game. I'm like, it didn't feel ranked at all. Like at all. And Badge, I know exactly what you mean. I went in and it had like the 5v5 logo next to my name. And then the next day I got on, that 5v5 logo wasn't there anymore. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep, all the time. Literally all the time.
I agree with like Iggy and how like when I play games like ranked or like competitive modes, like my favorite thing to play. Like right now, like I like refuse to play Proving Grounds until they fix like people quitting out and saving their rank. The close shot, especially like on 1v1, the close shot, even 2v2.
Yeah, it's terrible.
The close shot, it just goes in every time, whether it's tight, very tight, it doesn't matter. And then with like the lineup restrictions you were saying, they could have that. Maybe they could have like preset builds, kind of like league builds or something, or just like COD, like you can't use certain things or you can't be a certain height or something like that. But I don't know. For me right now, it's like the dashboarding or the closing app to save your rank is like the main thing that like ruins it. And then I also feel like it's like everyone was excited about ranked, but like, I feel like it's kind of like similar to like ranked Pro-Am 3v3 was last year.
100%. I agree with that 100%. And like what Iggy said makes a lot of sense. Like it's a ranked mode that just doesn't feel like a ranked mode. I'm not too surprised there. I don't, on top of all the things that we mentioned, I also don't think like there's much reason to grind the rank. Like let's say like everything was like all that stuff was fixed, right? I don't even think like the rewards to get to certain ranks are even that great personally. I mean, I think there could be much more there where they could be more creative. Like for example, I always go back to COD because like I play COD ranked a lot, and like getting that top 250 skin or like whatever the case may be, or iridescent skin, like it just feels a little different. It's like rewarding, and I don't necessarily think that Proving Grounds has any of that, where it feels like it will be attached for a while and it just feels like rewarding, like, oh, I hit whatever. I don't even know what the fuck the ranks are in there because I touched it once or twice. I just don't think it has that. And for me, what blows my mind is like you come up with these great ideas and then there's game altering issues. I mean, we're not talking about like a little issue where like maybe you got to wait a little while for games, like the close shot and the dashboarding. Like that, there, in my opinion, there has to be like a hot fix to that. Like, there's no way we're 6 weeks or whatever in, and there's no hot fix to that, or a month in. Like, there's just no way like that. There's not a hot fix to make that go away. I don't know. Like, I'm not a developer. I'm not a coder, so I don't fully understand what it takes to get that fixed. But look, I mean, I've worked closely with 2K for a long time. I now work with EA Sports. Like, I know a lot goes into these things. But I do know when they want to get something fixed and it's that important to get it fixed, if it gets pushed up high enough, it can get fixed. Like, trust me, I know that for sure. Like I can speak to that for sure.
The rise in elite top legend grinders, like when those leaderboards got chalked by all of those hackers or whatever, whomever they were, that hot fix came through immediately. So Proving Ground should have the same I guess you could say,
right, and that's where it also gets like a little confusing to me. iPodder is like, where is the priority? Where is that that ladder of like, okay, I get it, like the ranking, like, you know, the leaderboard, like sure it should be fixed, but like where is the priority, like you said, on some of the stuff that is game altering issues, like that close shot. I was watching, what's that kid's name, bro? Like he's like the post scorer who's so annoying, and his gamer tag starts with an R.
Repexual.
Yes. Okay, I was watching him last night on TikTok, and it was literally two guys just close shot each other all game. Bro, it's just like,
I'm in a overnight tournament, a pro-am overnight tournament for a few $100s. Last night, we're playing against a team that, respectfully, they shouldn't be competing. You know, I got a team of league players and prospects, and it's a whole bunch of people who are, they were actually good, but like we should win. They had like a 6'6" shooting guard doing it the whole game. And I got a tight every play. He did not miss one. He's a shooting guard. It's not even a 7'3". It's not a 7'2", 7'1". Bro, he was 6'6", running around the court, dribbling. Then he would just back us down in the low post. And it's like, bro, I'm getting a tight every single play. Why is it a 60-60 game in the fourth quarter versus whoever? Like, it just... And he came on my chest at GG's after. I was so mad because it's like,
yeah,
bro.
you know, I mean, you know, you gotta get hit with the GGs. Everyone gets hit with. You gotta get hit with the GGs, of course.
Like, bro, you just
I had my last episode. What was my last episode? I had with Power and them. I guess I lost to some DF guy in a 2v2 game, like the first day of the game or something. You know, whatever. And you know, he doesn't mention that he came back or we played him again and absolutely smoked him. No, he just mentions that he beat us once and that was it. You know, there's never, oh yeah, we played again. There's never a play again. You know, it's like you lose, GGs, and they're off the court. So we know how that goes. But yeah, man, I think overall, I think we all agree that I think the community agrees. Like the concept of proving grounds, I think it's a great concept. It's nice to see them implement that into the game and try to give us some new, fresh stuff. But at some point with 2K, and I say this like wholeheartedly every year, like you have to optimize what you're giving us. Like you can't give us this shiny toy and then the toy just doesn't ever work. And then by the time it works, your game's dead and we don't, like, no one gives a fuck anymore and it's on the next year. Like at some point we have to, and the dog agrees. We have to fix, that. So like, I just think, you know, kudos to them for being creative and giving us new things. But in my opinion, the priority has to be optimizing these things and making it all run smoothly and be enjoyable for the community, whether that's proving grounds, whether that's events. I didn't play the last day of Strikeout, but I heard it was just everyone was delayed. I heard it was terrible in Strikeout on Sunday. Like that kind of stuff just that's where it loses me a little bit, where it's year after year of like committing time, especially as a content creator. Everyone in here knows, can attest to this. We spend so much time on the game to make it not only a career, but try to, you know, we want to be upbeat. We want to be creative. We want to be all these different things. And year after year, I go into like these events or whatever I get hype about and they're broken. And it's like, it literally sucks the love like out of me. It makes me not want to do it anymore. And I hate to say it, but I'm sure we can all agree. Like, it makes me get to the point where I just do the bare minimum. Like I do the bare minimum, like year after year, because that fire when I first started of like, I want to make a name for myself. Like, you know, I want to grow my brand, X, Y, Z. Once you accomplish a lot of that, you have to find like an alternative, you know, motivation. And like, it's hard for me to find that with 2K because they give us this shiny stuff that seems fun and cool, but then it just doesn't work. So it's like, you know, all right, well,
I mean, with the only mode you need is starting 5, really, if you want to be honest. That's all you need. Like, that's all you need is starting 5, man. You want
ain't no way I'm loading up in that shit and streaming that all day. Ain't no fucking
hey, you want that rep?
No, but see, I don't though. Like I do, but not that bad. On God, I don't want it that bad. Either, bro. And if you want it that bad, like
I'm debating
it. No, you're not. Iggy, no, you're not. Iggy.
No, I really am.
No, you're not, bro. That shit is unreal, bro. Like I don't know, man. I miss the. I know we'll never get back to
Iggy,
like,
we not quitting, Iggy. I don't care if we down 30, we not quitting, Iggy.
That shit is I don't. Hey, man, kudos to y'all because I won't do it. Oh God, I won't do it. And like that's
bro,
that's
like.
Good.
Go ahead.
Oh, You started lagging on my screen. My bad.
No, there's a little
Oh,
bit of a
you say
delay.
wait.
So yeah, there's a little bit of a delay. So just if you start talking, just talk. You're good.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm playing guys that are like elbows to knees, bro. Like they are literally like this
Oh
in
God,
starting
yeah.
five.
Oh God,
Yeah.
Like I don't think they blinked in the whole. Like when the quarter ends, that's when they take their blink, bro.
It's
Like
so sweaty.
it's
I mean,
bad, dude. They
yeah.
want it. They want it more than I do.
No.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't
Oh
do
no,
it.
they do. They do. And so, it's tough because I think we always go back to nostalgia, right? Like we miss the old days, like nostalgia. And I felt that a little bit with the O-Town stuff in the beginning, and now I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'll get on whenever. I don't know, whenever I feel like it. I don't know. It's like I try to find these okay, I'll play Strikeout, I'll play Basketball Gods, I'll play, I don't know, X, Y, and Z, and I just tend to get let down every time. Like I said, I find that I've honestly had the most fun this year when I just play casually, and whether that be as crazy as it sounds, and this is not, to anyone watching, this is literally not ego at all, but you just have to understand from my perspective, where I've gone in the community, for the past 4 or 5 years, all I did was play with comp people, right? Comp stage, comp pro-am, that's all I did. So now it's I made a chat on Twitter with 200 people, literally added anyone. I said, anyone that wants to grind the game, I'm going to add you. I added Joe Schmo up from skill level to 1 to skill level 10. I don't even know who the fuck's in that chat. That's just, it doesn't matter. But I'll go in there some nights and be like, yo, who wants to run rec? And I'll load up with 4 random dudes who some dudes are absolutely dog shit. But I have more fun doing that shit sometimes than I do going back to the comp shit. And it's just because I don't know, all these little things, all these little exploits, it just makes it at a certain level it just becomes too much, man. So like Bad said in the beginning, the more I tend to get invested and want to be the best and grind rep or win an event, it's that's when I find myself going the most insane. And I think it's just best if I just remove that. So that's what I'm doing. So
I can attest to that. So how many of y'all
say it again? You lagged.
How many of y'all played 2K9?
Oh,
I played it. Fuck if I remember.
Is that
Okay.
Kevin Garnett cover?
I believe so. It's the one where Steve Nash and Stoudemire were the most dominant duo to ever grace the goddamn game. So we even had rank back then, right, for Play Now, and it was a top 100 leaderboard that we had to fight for. And basically, from top 100, those names will only change day to day by 1 or 2 spots, right? But now we're in a place we're talking, over 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? To the point where we have 1,000 Iggy's on the court at all time. We have 1 million solos on the court at every given time. So we're at a place now where it used to be so many, less good people at the game, elite people, to now everybody being cracked out.
I mentioned this though iPod a while ago. The reason for that though is because everything is more accessible now. Back then, there wasn't. I mean, it is, and that goes across the board outside of 2K as well. It's not just 2K. That's the same thing for Warzone, for all these games. It's because now, I mean, you grab your phone, you can be on YouTube, you can watch a TikTok, you can be in a Twitch stream within 30 seconds. So if I want to find what Solo's running, what build he's running, what Sigs he's running, what jump shots he's running, I can mimic Solo in 30 seconds, and now I can just go try to be Solo in 30 seconds. I mean, same thing with Iggy, jump shot, build, whatever the case may be. I'll be honest, guys, for the past 2 or 3 years, I don't even make my own build no more. Fuck that. I'm just yo, Iggy, what you running? Or I hit up yo, 𝗖cie, what's the lock build? I don't even put the effort into it anymore, because at the end of the day, that's just what it is now. It's people are gonna go to their favorite stream, they're gonna go to their favorite YouTuber, they're gonna go to TikTok, they're gonna find the best dribble animations, the best jump shot, they're gonna find the cheesy dribble moves. Everything is so accessible now to everyone that anyone and everyone can learn it. It doesn't matter if you're 14, it doesn't matter if you're 40. I mean, that's just how it is now. So that's why, on top of when you add in these events that give bums max badges, now you're finding every single kid that's in that event should be drafted in the first round of the 2K League, because they can do absolutely every single move, make every single shot, and it doesn't matter who the fuck you're playing with. You're in a goddamn hell game for 8 hours straight. So
right.
yeah, like we're unfortunately in that era of gaming, which is a good thing and a bad thing because it's great for content creators like us, but it's also bad because now we're advancing the people that we used to beat up on for content that get to play us now. So it's like it's a double-edged sword on that end.
Yeah, it's like you gotta keep those 1 or 2 black plates with you at all times, just in case.
Yeah. Dude, it gets dangerous. One thing I want to bring up, and if there's anything more like 2K related about 25 that you guys want to bring up or a topic comes to mind, like feel free to throw it in. I know there's a ton and we could speak literally all night about it. But one thing I want to touch on a little bit is I know Badge, like you're obviously more YouTube. Solo, you're more YouTube. You've been getting involved into Twitch. I've seen a lot more recently. iPod, I know, has been on Twitch, and Iggy's been on Twitch for a long time. Like, I just want to talk about the overall state of Twitch, right, as a whole. And I made a tweet about this, and me and Iggy also talked about it. I've talked to Chalk on the side about it. I've talked to everyone about it. So listen, I've had my fair share of like doing well, taking a break, coming back. Like I've done the whole spectrum of Twitch. Okay. What I see right now in the community is some insane shit. And I mean, that's just my overall arching opinion of it. And I get it. Listen, let me make this very clear. Like I'll make this very clear from a bag perspective to certain people that it's helping actually get the bag. I respect. I understand why you do it. From the other people that it doesn't affect, like the guys who I'm not going to give names, but some of you guys, and there's no shame, like no joke, bro. There's no shame in averaging 10 viewers, 20 viewers, 30 viewers. Like there is no shame in that. And I say that because we all, like that was all of us at one point. No joke. Like that was all of us at one point. And that's part of the process of like seeing yourself grow and putting in the time and the effort and learning how to like adjust and become more creative and like seeing that effort reflect in your viewership, at least to me, meant a lot, right? It showed me like what was working, what was not working, how a lot of different things. Nowadays, I go on Twitch and I mean, everyone averages 100 viewers. Let's just say that. I mean, if you don't average 100 viewers, like who the fuck are you, right? Like that's one thing. And then second thing is like, I am a firm believer on this. Like I personally hate the idea of reruns. Like I get why some of the bigger streamers do it, but from a viewer perspective, I think it's terrible because when I come to Twitch, I come for live interaction, live content. Like that's what I come for. So I couldn't tell you how many times I fucking gone into a stream. Yo, what's up? I'm in there for 30 minutes and I'm like, wait a second. The fuck? This is from 4 days ago. So curious of everyone's opinion here. And like, listen, let Iggy go first because he might be, he has the most experience here. Mark, you can take it off camera. I'm going to take a piss real quick. But go ahead, Iggy.
Okay. So let me speak on my behalf first because I gotta do reruns. I think the problem with reruns,
you rerun demon.
Listen. So I only rerun if I do like minimum like 8 hours on a stream. I don't do it like the other day I had a 4-hour stream. I was like, no, I'm not rerunning. But I think the problem is when you don't say it's a rerun because. Like I put it on I put in my title, I put it in my pin chat, and then if you somehow miss both of those, it's in big bold letters right above the scoreboard on the screen. Iggy is sleeping. So there's no way you can miss it. So at that point, like it is what it is. But I'm gonna be honest. The way to get I'm 22 years old. This is my job. This is my full-time job. I'm going back to college in a little bit. I'm gonna be paying for my own tuition. Let's just say I'm gonna give out numbers. I'm not gonna say how much money I made. I'm just gonna give an example. Let's say I made 100K this month off of Twitch. About 55K of that would have been from reruns because that's how this is from me. There's people that have a few hundred viewers view botting with reruns. They don't say it's a rerun in the title on the screen. Nothing. I think that's the problem. Like my average viewers, like when I'm live is like 350. I'd say that when I'm rerunning, it's 50. So if you see me with 50 viewers, that should be the first thing to say, like, okay, he's rerunning. And then you click the screen, you see the title, oh, rerun. And then you look at the chat, rerun. And then you look at the screen, rerun. I feel like if you have a problem with that, I mean, I'm not sorry because this is my job. It's a way to literally double my paycheck, and it's not hard. I feel like with my personal stream, it's not harming anybody because there's no possible way you don't know that I'm live. I really only do it for the people who leave me tabbed. There's people I usually stream at night, so people fall asleep in the stream, and I run ads. I run ads while they're sleeping, while I'm not live. It's just a way to make money while I'm sleeping. I'm unapologetic about that. I'm gonna be honest, and I don't think I'm gonna change my viewpoint on that. But like, you'll click on certain people's
if you're making 100K, why would you change
No,
it?
I'm not making 100K. I'm giving a numbers example of how much like percentage. But I'm saying like, I think the problem lies with the people who are view botting and rerunning, and they don't say it's a rerun anywhere. Because at that point, it's like, okay, now you're not even letting people know. Then you actually are live. They type in your chat, "Yo, is this live?" Da da da. Like that. That's my standpoint on it. But go ahead.
Solo?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I give props to like Iggy because he does it legit with the reruns. Like, I'm not gonna do it myself because I'd rather just like have my viewers know like, yo, this is live like every time. I mean, he's putting it on the screen too, but he's not view botting. I think the main problem is like people that rerun and then view bot at the same time. It's like they're not even there actually streaming, and they're also view botting. So it's like they're like, you know what I mean? Like, there's people actually like live doing it legit, and it's like, I don't know. I just think it's like a little selfish, and that's the problem.
So what is the view botting thing? What is that like? I mean, just talk to me like I'm old and I don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah,
like what is the view botting thing?
No problem. It's simple. So like everyone is view botting basically to get their, and this is my take on it. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but like people are view botting in order to get their page up on the discovery list of 2K. Yeah. So like now, basically, if you're sitting at 10, most people aren't going to scroll down to see, if you're looking to find a streamer who's at 10. So now if I'm at 110 because I bought it 100, the likelihood of someone clicking on the 2K discover, browse 2K25, they're going to find you easier, and they're going to in turn. Maybe maybe you have 10 viewers and you're botting 100. Well, now you're going to get 5, 10, 15, 20 random people who are going to just organically come into your stream throughout the day.
Okay.
You get me? So that's what I feel like most people are doing.
Now, are they paying for this view bot and stuff?
100%.
Yes. Yeah, it's a service.
So it's like one of them things where it's like, whatever they make from their channel, they're dumping it back into and doing it every single day.
Hey, listen, I don't.
Is there profit in that?
Well, let me say this real quick. Like, listen, whoever got the link or whoever got the thing, hey, just go ahead and drop it in my chat. Just not for me. I just want to check it out.
Listen, I'll be honest. I've seen it. The benefit of actually, because once people click, say you do have 10 viewers and you bought 100, people are gonna click your chat. There's not one person typing. You're boring. The video's in 320p. Like, it doesn't help. So I've seen. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna just be completely real. Last year, I considered it because it got to a point where everybody on Twitch, it was way worse than it was now. I'm not about to be the only one legit. I never ended up doing it because I ended up going to the league and I stopped streaming. But it got to a point where I considered it, bro. I looked at the link. The prices are insane. Yeah. They're losing money. And they think that it's like, oh, this is going to grow my channel. It's not.
Well, I do think last year, though, there was the misconception that view botting plus max ads made you money. I think there was the common misconception.
But that kind of got deaded within in 2 weeks, where people found out you weren't actually getting paid, and they kept doing it. So it's like, I started dropping on the viewer list.
You just had to follow the lie.
So yeah, exactly.
Well, so I mean, it's unfortunately it's become one of those things like Iggy said, where it's like, I mean, you got if you can't beat them, join them. Like, you have to, like, at a certain point, right? Like, and it's no knock on certain people, but like, bro, I see some people with a certain amount of views. I'm just like, listen, bro, like, I've been around a long time. You've been around a long time. Like, I know the real, you know the real, but like, I'm never gonna call you out. Like, do your thing. But like, from a competitive standpoint, right? Like, if I'm coming back and I'm, let's say I'm giving this thing 4 days a week again, and I'm investing in my quality, and I'm investing in, whatever, hosting tournaments, and I'm investing in all these different things. And in order for me to like stay competitive, I got a view bot. Like, I mean, like, that to me is just, I don't know, man. Like it's one of those things. Like I don't see myself ever doing it unless it comes down to the point where it's like I absolutely have to. I have too much pride for that personally. I mean, I just do.
Right.
But
So this service that they're using,
Mhm.
right, is completely
Mhm.
different than the contracts with Twitch, right? Like getting on the front
Yes.
page and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
These are
100%.
these are underground sources.
Yeah.
Third
Yeah,
party.
listen.
Black
If one of you,
market, all that.
if one of you in the chat just happened to whisper me and iPod the link to this underground service, like we might check it out. We're not going to use it. We'll check it out though.
So,
But no,
Oh,
I
man.
mean,
I got a question.
Go ahead, Badge. Yeah.
So I don't stream on Twitch a lot. I was trying it out
Uh-huh.
late August, when the game came out, September, early Sep. But when I was looking through some of the settings, it said you can toggle something that says you're doing a rerun. So my question is,
Oh, really?
are the people that are running these reruns and aren't toggling that, is that against TOS or something? Like, are they literally cheating the site?
No.
Well, let's ask the expert,
Twitch will
Iggy.
just- Yeah, so Twitch will just say that like we encourage you not to do it because it like messes with engagement on your channel, but they don't really care. Like they actually have Twitch has like a setting to where you can turn it on when you go live, to where if you do a rerun, it will literally just, you don't even have to do it. You can just click a button and then it has like a little like, it has like a refresh logo on it instead of like the little like red circle next to the viewer count. If you guys don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah, so like they have like a literal rerun setting, but I'm gonna be honest, people don't click it when they have that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
my biggest question to you is for the reruns, right? When you're first live, like let's say for instance, you say you're doing an 8-hour session, are you recording that entire session while you're streaming it?
No. Twitch posts your VODs. So Twitch will automatically post your streams on their website, and then I'll just click it, and then I'll put my display capture on it.
Yeah, he's just replaying it.
And then I'll just replay it. And it sucks because I got to leave my PC on while I'm sleeping, and if the lights are on, I hate it, but
is bright.
It's
Make
it's
sure you
enough
unplug
to
that camera.
Oh no, I do this every single time.
Yeah, make sure just in case, bro.
Wait a minute.
Nah, you got to get one of these, bro. Hold on.
No, that's
Bro,
crazy.
I used to have a lid, but I got a new camera and they don't have it.
Matter of fact, I think I just bought a nice camera. I don't think it came with a. No, it's got. Yeah, I have a lid. I do have a lid.
Yeah, I need to buy a lid.
So yeah, like it's one of those discussions where it's like, I guess I'll say it like this. I don't necessarily agree with it all. I can see why some people do it, and I can understand the money side of it. I give respect to people who do it and make it known that they're doing it in their chat, whether that's like a pinned comment or it's in your title. Like, cool, you know what I mean? But I mean, I've seen people iPod, no joke, have. I won't get into too many specifics. High numbers at a very late time at night, and it's just them in the fucking menu screen. Like, and we're talking like in a menu screen for over an hour.
Jesus,
and it's
Christ.
like it's I mean, at some point,
what's the point of that though?
I mean, I guess they think that if they might got a premiere, they might got the premium of premium services where you get $10, you make just $10 an hour maybe or something like that. We won't know unless we talk to those people. You know what I'm saying? But what I would dig a little bit deeper, right? So I probably had the weirdest change in my entire streaming career. Badge probably knows exactly what I'm talking about. In 2017, I was on track for partner on Twitch. I was having a good time, averaging a good amount of viewers. It was like one of the highlight years, just coming off of 2K17, and Facebook Gaming came out. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna chase innovation. And I was like, yo, I want to see what they do. I want to see how much, viewers I can get, what type of community I could build. And of course, the money was great. Everybody knows it was 6 figures.
Listen, Facebook. Facebook. If I enjoyed my 12 months, bro. If you guys ever want to come back, I loved y'all.
Hey, they scammed me. But go ahead. I'll tell the story after that. No, they didn't scam me. They didn't scam me, but they baited me.
Okay, all right. So look, I signed my contract with Facebook Gaming, right? I'm one of the first 40 creators ever to join the platform. Twitch immediately pulls my partnership. Immediately, they take my check. They do everything they need to do to get me up off their platform. So I did 4 years on Facebook straight, did a little bit of YouTube streaming here. Contracts changed over the years. Ended up losing monetization for almost a year on YouTube. So like I dove more into the Facebook with creating content a little bit. And once it was time to come back to Twitch, because I seen all the writing on the wall, the bells weren't belling like they usually were. I was like, okay, this is gonna be my last year. I had to start from scratch, like coming back, letting people know I'm live on Twitch. I got 20 viewers, 30 viewers. I'm fighting to get partnership. I'm applying, I'm getting denied, like the whole shebang. And now I'm at a nice space where I haven't been relying on 2K like I normally would have in the last 2 years. I've been able to become a variety streamer. And that's really what you really want. You want people there for you. You don't want people there just for 2K. You want people like, let's say for instance, if I'm streaming, let's say 2K, right? And I got 160 people in there, I'm cool. But if I'm streaming Call of Duty and I got 80, I'm doing something fucking amazing. Yep. And if I'm streaming Elden Ring and I got 60 in there, I'm still doing something amazing because people are willing to stay for your personality and, you know, either watch me die or play, you know, games with my friends on Steam and stuff like that. So I've been able to like be at arm's length, but like still try to keep my ear to the street when it comes to the streaming shit. And I mean, the view buying shit is I guess that's new to me because in my circle, we don't get into that. So like nobody really be like, yo, Pi, I got this link for you or nothing. Like everybody knows to approach me with a little bit of grace because they know when iPod tries something, I get fucked over in the process. I remember the one moment I tried to do the my career glitch or something like that with save files, banned. Like I don't try nothing, bro. If I try anything, I get caught every time, bro. I am not a good criminal at all.
No,
I'm a terrible criminal.
Me too, I swear to God.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
about that Facebook story. Hold on, let me tell you real quick.
Go ahead, Iggy. Yeah.
So for years, so I got people, yo, I had a 12K contract, 9K contract, and this is per month. So they're making six figures. The people who are, you know, they're pulling less viewers than me, like people who are respectfully less marketable. It's about the stage players, you know, the stage used to get always talking about killing each other, all of that. Like I don't get into none of that when I'm streaming. They're pulling less average viewers than me. They get these contracts for years. I'm gonna be honest, I'm jealous. Like I'm happy for them because they're my mans, obviously. But I'm like, damn, like I'm trying to, you know, I'm emailing Facebook once a month trying to get a contract. 2K22 hits. I finally get it. They finally email me, yo, we're trying to, you know, let's hop in a call and talk about it. So we hop in the at 9K a month, and I'm jumping off the wall. I'm bouncing off the walls. I'm so happy because for years everybody around me was making so much money, and I didn't have a piece of it. And the day I was supposed to get the contract, Facebook borderline like went bankrupt, and they never hit me up again. They lost like billions of dollars in stocks or something. Never hit me up again. I'm to this day I'm still mad about it. But
so
unfortunate.
I can tell you that I know Badge probably won't talk about it, but I'm the reason why it was so good for 2K YouTubers and the reason why it sucked for 2K YouTubers. So this is what happened, right? I was the first 2K YouTuber on there, right? So I'm telling them like, yo, I can't build this category on my own. Like the way that y'all have it set up like it's Twitch, but it started in 2K19, right? 2K19 was a huge like follower type of game because it was around like, you know what I mean, those times. So everybody was following that category name. Once 2K20 came out, bro, they lost like 60 to 70% of the viewership. And I'm just like, yo, like I can't do this on my own. Like y'all got to get other YouTubers in. Y'all got to go to Twitch and try to poach people. Like y'all got to do something because like if I'm making 25 plus, y'all should be able to give either, you know, 18 or 12 or not, like give them something so they can come over because I know that they won't be making that much money over on those other platforms. So it was a good thing. But what ended up happening was, bro, they approached me about, you know, hey, why don't we hop into minorities and stuff like that and figure out like how we can pay more people of color and stuff like that and diversify our portfolio and all that. Bro, when I laid out their plan to them, they did it okay. But bro, they tried to take that shit to everybody. And what ended up happening was they spent the bag too fast. They basically burned through all of their money in like 6 months and didn't have any budget for any of the events that was coming up for the next fiscal year. So like Facebook Gaming, like basically, let's say for instance, there's 12 agencies. They'll give 12 agencies 400K each. Like you just burn through your budget, and these agencies are reaching out to people taking more than 50% of what they could have gotten. Like if they gave them 12 for every content creator, that content creator was getting sometimes 6. You know what I'm saying? For their time doing the same amount of hours. Exactly. So like if you was like, I don't want to say no names because you know a lot of people get into that, but you know, it was a couple, you know, agencies out there eating. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't give the content creators what they were worth because Facebook didn't have the manpower to reach out to every content creator.
So is that why I didn't get my contract like sooner? Because
I would say so. The real question is, if you were talking to a Facebook gaming representative instead of a actual agency, it probably would have went different. But if you were talking to somebody that was working at Facebook, either they got fired or they got shuffled around in the deck. If they actually work at Facebook, because I only knew 4 contacts at Facebook. And if you didn't talk to one of them 4, we could talk about this off stream. But if you didn't talk to one of them 4, you was getting either played or that person got moved around.
Yeah, like I used to email Bava Media. Bava Media was the one that like all my friends were.
Agency, that was the agency. Yeah, dude, that's why you didn't get your contract because
we're lucky.
Oh, talk about it, Badge.
What? It's like every time I try to jump in, one of y'all lag, and I'm like, "What's going on?" But I got super lucky with Facebook, and I got a deal straight through them instead of Bava, so no one took a % and all that. I was really happy with that.
Oh, that's lucky.
Yeah,
and I got re-signed. I was one of the only people from the 2K community that got another year.
I remember that. Because me and Badge talked a lot during that 1 year, and like, unfortunately, I had Bava Media, but listen, that check still hit, and that check was still pretty nice. I mean, yeah, I would have loved more, but fuck, that check was still pretty straight. I was in a 2K league at the same time, so like I was just racking up.
Oh, you were bringing home big.
Boy, that was a crazy year. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yeah, Facebook
so Facebook, you know, Facebook, you ever want to like, you know, dabble back in? Listen, I know a couple guys. Like, we'll figure something out. That was it was a blessing and a curse, I'll say, because the money was great, but the creativity and like what I was trying to do like kind of stopped because I was just getting paid a flat rate basically. So like I wasn't really trying to do like the most. I was just trying to really get my hours in and get paid. So like that it changed a lot for me. Because bro, it was impossible to like. I told myself going into, I was in Philly that year with the Sixers, so I was telling myself like, yo, I'm gonna juggle being a 2K league player, I'm gonna juggle Facebook, and I'm gonna juggle Twitch. Like, and there's just not enough hours in the day, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not enough hours in the day. So like, ultimately, I just put Twitch on the back burner, and I just got all my Facebook hours done, and got great income from that. And so it kind of put Twitch on the on the back burner once you try to come back, and you guys know how that is. Like once you do that, like you're basically building back from square zero. So it was a blessing and a curse because I'll never trade the money for anything, but it also like kind of halted what I was doing on Twitch at the time. But I know we're kind of at time, but a couple things, like one last thing I kind of wanted to speak on everyone about, since everyone here has been successful in the space. And I think it's important to share like our experiences and what we found worked for us. Cause I think one thing I noticed, bro, and like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but over the years, like, I don't feel like I've seen a lot of like new talent come up like in the content creator space. Like, don't get me wrong, like you'll see like one guy, you know what I mean? Like one guy I'll give a shout out to is like EJ. Like EJ's done a good job of being around and kind of taking that next step to like an elite content creator status. But like outside of that, like there hasn't been a lot of like, I don't know, like new faces that like really focus on like being creative and like bringing quality to their streams. And I don't know what the case for that is. I don't know if it's just a state that the community is in a whole. I don't know if it has to do with just the game. One thing on top of that is like, over the years, I've said to myself that like 2K has gotten worse, and maybe it has gotten worse. And like, I don't go away from that. Like maybe it has gotten worse, but I think the community's gotten worse also. And when I say that as like, whether it's like content creators shitting on the game, whether it's like, where's that like competitive spark? Also, like I miss the days of like everyone wanting to compete against each other, and like I don't mean necessarily like, oh, you got to pull up on each other or whatever. I don't know, like whatever. But like I feel like now it's like everyone's so scared of like playing comp or like being in a tournament or like whatever the case may be. And like I feel like back in the day that wasn't a thing, and it was always interesting to see that. Like I'll give you guys an idea that I've been thinking about, right? And like I'll just spill the beans on it. And like this has not gone far at all. This is literally just something I was thinking about. Like I've been thinking about down the road creating like some sort of like a UFC type style for 2K, right? Where like I'm the UFC, and every month I come out with a different fight card, and that fight card has different tiers of creators, right? So like if you're a top tier 1 creator, you'd be the fight of the night, right? You'd be the McGregor versus the Silva, right? Like whoever that may be. Right, you'd be the title card, but there'd be, let's say, 5 or 6 prelims that lead up to that, right? If you're one of the smaller creators who've been putting in work, you might be the first fight of the night, right? And then we'll kind of go up from there all the way to the very end of the night. And I've been thinking to myself like about coming up with this idea and like getting creators to be involved, and obviously creators will get paid for it. But then I realized like most of these creators are going to say no because they don't even want, like, they just don't want to lose. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they don't want to lose. They don't want to compete. I don't know what it is. Like, but I feel like there's a lot of good ideas out there and a lot of things that can be accomplished, but everyone's just kind of like in their own little bubble. Like, I don't know. You guys, I'm curious to your guys' opinion.
I'm going to go last. Y'all go ahead.
Okay. Iggy, you're kind of in that middle, like,
So, what do you want the opinion on the community or the
like both, like
what?
both, like because like you play that middle ground of like comp player, content creator,
So it's kind of tough with the 2K community because I kind of realized with 2K, everybody's a hater, and I realized that when I was in the 2K league, when people would watch the 2K league like a casual. Oh, these guys suck. Oh, I could do that. Yeah. Oh, I mean, stuff like that. Like they don't. I feel like with 2K, there's not enough of a difference when it comes to watching. Like for the people who don't know any better, you can't tell how much better somebody is than you, because even now, like the dribbling sucks. Like it's just one dribble move, and you like competitive gameplay threes. I don't know who in here has watched threes competitive gameplay. This year, it's you do one dribble move, you run to the corner and you fade with pro fade on, and then you have an inside center sit paint and get the rebound. If I'm a new 2K viewer, I'm gonna watch this. I'm not gonna be like, oh, these are some of the best, most competitive players in the world. Oh, these guys suck. They're not playing real basketball. So, and that goes into a whole about the dribbling and how there's no creativity with dribbling anymore, and you can't do anything like that. But it's just the fact that I feel like 2K doesn't have enough to the point where, like, when you watch gameplay, you can tell someone's better than you, or you can like. They don't like look up to people. I don't want to say look up to people because it's a video game, but I'll just say that you don't like look up to people as a player anymore and like try to be like them and mimic them, because there's none of that anymore. It's just like it's the little things that make somebody better than people now. But as a viewer, you don't catch that. You don't know that's a thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I mean, yeah.
Solo or badge?
I think a big one is that if you're a creator, let's say you have 500K subs, right? And you're playing another guy that's like, you're good at the game, and you're playing another guy that's good at the game. It's a really unfortunate scenario that happens where you're losing to someone that's really good, and now you get called trash at the game. And now those viewers think that you're trash at the game. And so I can see why a lot of creators don't want to step foot into that. Because why would you want people to? Because when they think you're trash, now they're not going to watch you. Now they're not going to, whatever it is. And it's a really unfortunate thing because people just can't understand. Like I'm losing to someone that's really good. So that doesn't mean that I'm not good. That's just that really good player played better that day, or might be just a little bit better.
To cut you off really quick, because like you give me like a spark of an idea, or not an idea, but just like a thought. For someone like yourself and like someone like Solo, like regardless, like you guys are an established brand. Like, I mean, like you're to the point where you're built to like, you're just not going to get knocked down. Like, I don't see that personally. So like, I guess where is the negative in like if I'm just going to use you guys for an example's sake, right? Like, where is the negative in like a badge versus Solo? right? If Badge loses the solo, like it's like, okay, sure. People are always gonna say you suck if you lose. Like that's just part of like any game you play, right? But at the end of the day, like it really doesn't become detrimental to like what you've built besides just, I guess, shit talk that you get. No?
Yeah. I mean, that is true. Like once you get to a certain, I guess, place, it doesn't matter that much. But you could also look at the other way. It's like, how many people are gonna care that I beat Solo or Solo beat me? You know, they might matter for that video, but it's just like, why put your time into being so good at the game when there's not many people that are gonna do that? So even if you, let's say I go on a 3-0 sweep of 3 guys that want to do it, that's it. Why would the next guy want to get in if he knows he has a high chance of losing? So it's just like, just focus on your content, rep grind, you know. That I'm just saying from a YouTuber perspective, from my perspective, it's like I can see why a lot of people, because I don't really care about, you know, the comp stuff. I jump into it every year, like Pro-Am and Stage, but I've never really wanted to be a part of that because it's very toxic. It's very toxic. And I'm not even talking about just that, oh, you lose to a good guy, now you're bad. It's just, I can make my content, I can post my video, and then I can get off for the day if I really wanted. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it's been since the games came out, you know, 15 hours a day. But yeah, I mean, why would you want to be a part of that if you don't have to be? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how I look at it, at least.
Yep.
Going back on your like UFC style 2K matches, whatever. Like I do a video every year, for example, like March Madness, where it's like 2v2 creators versus each other. And like I've had some creators tell me like they don't want to be in the video because like they just want to stay out of that like competition stuff. Like they don't want to lose, or you know what I'm saying? There's no point in that. And I don't know, when it comes to like wagers, tournaments, like I play in them, even though you know, I'll lose. It's like whatever. It's for fun. It's for content. But at the same time, like there was a time where I wagered 𝗖cie_𝗲𝗿, and I lost like 4-2 or something. And he was playing with like top stage lock, top stage center, and I'm out there with like one of my like IRLs playing center. I got a guard playing lockdown. Like I'm just out there like kind of setting myself up. I don't know why I did that, but like a lot of the time it's also like who they're playing with, like their teammates. So like it's me versus 𝗖cie, but if he's got the better teammates, he's gonna win. So and from the viewer's perspective, like they don't care about really like if I went off or if 𝗖cie went off. They care about just like who won. And if you lose, like I forget who was saying, maybe Badge, like they really like say like you're trash. Like even if it's two good players, like if you lose, like they say you're just ass. Right. So I see why some people don't want to put themselves in that position.
I can see that. All right, iPod.
So from my standpoint, I come from, like I said, 2K9 ranked, and then 2K10 and 11, my crew. So I come from learning how other people play, learning their play styles, you know, playing a whole pool of people until you find like that good stack of like 7 or 10 people on your team that you can constantly get runs with every day. And now we're at a point where people are doing this more of a 3v3 standpoint, and sometimes 5, but like most of the time, like for, you know, them late night runs, people are being thrown together, and you got like, you're locked in people who need to sleep during the day. So you got to play with other people during the day until they wake up. And for me, what I've realized, what I've done is I hopped into the news scene early on in 2K, because I knew that I didn't have the time to grind like everybody else. Like when I started YouTube, I had a 1-year-old. Now I got a 16 and an 11-year-old, and I'm married. So like time for me just wasn't there. So like when I get on a game, I literally hit up Discord, I'll hit up Twitter, I'll even hit IG DMs and stuff and say, yo, who wants to run? And I don't care who's on my team, who we go up against, who loads into the lobby, who pulls up on the park, because I know at the end of the day, I'm not going to be raging. And people know that I'm more funny than I am competitive now. Like literally, we can make content be a stream of us using the worst jump shots in 2K. Like we'll go to 2K Lab and just, you know what I'm saying, get the worst jump shots and stream for 6 hours on the worst jump shots. Like that's what we do now, just laughing, having fun, and cracking up, because like all of my friends in this shit, we just find it funny that people sweat so hard, you know, to the point where it's like they have to prove themselves every single game. And to your point, being a YouTuber, right? Like, let's say, for instance, like me and Badge for one day, we just played together and we're like, yo, this was actually a fucking great run. And then Solo and Iggy pull up like, no, hold on, don't leave, don't get off them dots. And you know, we have like a little banter during the game and stuff like that. And I think to myself like, yo, that's a fire video. Nobody went off, nobody cursed nobody out. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the game, be like, yo, I'm gonna get you next time. All that. Like, I feel like that's worthy of a video. But there's other people that, like you said, wouldn't want to post that because people in their comments is going to be like, yo, you trash. I can't believe what I just watched. Like, you went 3 for 11. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially with the way that 2K is right now. Like, in 2K25, like, bro, you can't go out there and shoot 3 for 17 and call that good gameplay. I understand. But what you can do is you can say, yo, after you lost, you can hit them up and say, yo, you want to make a series out of this? And then go play another 2 games real quick, best out of 3, to get some type of content off. I think that's where the disconnect is with creators. It's like, if there's no wager money involved or no set plan on like who's gonna stream, who's gonna do this, who's gonna do that, everybody kind of, like you said, stays in their bubble, toxic. And I feel like we need a break out of that. Like, I'm the person where it's like my DMs are open, my phone number hasn't changed in 11 years. You know what I'm saying? So like, I invite people to hit me up just to play. Like earlier today, Tough NYC ain't had nobody to play with. I played with Tough. You know what I'm saying? He got 2 guys. I brung a guy, and we ran rec for like 7 games. You know what I'm saying? I think we only lost 1 game. You know what I'm saying? Out of them 7. And it was cool because I didn't know their play styles. I didn't know how they played. Tough was more of a PG where he kind of like took over offense and defense. He was very verbal, where I'm used to being a guy like that's verbal. You know what I'm saying? So like each content creator, you know, does that. So it was cool to like take the fucking, you know, the Superman vest off, you know what I'm saying, and just sit back like, man, I can cruise and just game, you know what I'm saying? So like that's where I look at it.
Yeah, I guess I can see all the opinions. Like, I think you guys all make valid opinions on it. Like, I guess if you're at a certain level, what reason is there really to get out of your bubble anyways, right? Like, there's no true pro, I guess, and there's no true con either. Like, it's just like, it's one of those things where it's more of like, do I want to get out of like my rhythm or out of my lane to do something else when I'm just like in a good rhythm and doing my thing daily, making videos, playing, streaming? Like, do I want to jump into something else and like try it? And obviously with doing that, you understand that there's probably backlash or, that comes with that regardless of the outcome. Typically, like, that's usually just how that goes. I guess everyone's outlook is a little different, right? Like, it's also like where you come from in the gaming world. Like, where I come from, I started in Halo. So like, from the age of 13 years old, like, I was always trying to figure out how to be the best Halo player. And then from there, I went to MLG tournaments. Like, I'm a professional Halo 2 and Halo 3 player. So like, all I ever knew was competition. Like, that's all I ever knew from the age of 12 to 13 years old. Whether it was like hooking up my original Xbox and playing it on LAN across the room with my brother and kicking his ass. Like, I always wanted to beat everyone at what I did. And so like, even when I got into 2K, yes, I started out casual, but like the competitive nature took over right away, right? Like, I wanted to become top rep. Like, I wanted to become. Then I got introduced to stage. Then from there, like, Iggy knows, it's like, I got to get on 10K. Oh, 5K, I ain't playing that. No, I'm on 10K. I got to win 10K. I got to win 10K all day long. Then it's from there, I went to 2K League. It's like I never stopped. It was just competitive.
Will
so now
just
I'm
kept
at
moving.
right. So now I'm at the nature of like where I'm taking that back seat and getting back more into the content creator mindset. And so obviously, like, I always lean on like my tournaments, and like I lean on like trying to like create creative opportunities in the community that doesn't just solely focus on me, right? Like, I like to involve different personalities and different people and play styles and etc. So I find myself hitting a little bit of a wall when it comes to like getting some of the biggest creators to get involved in a tournament or like in an event or whatever the case may be, because there's always that like, oh yeah, like, I'd be down, but no, man, I'm just grinding legend. Or like, oh yeah, man, or like, oh no, I don't fuck with him. It's like, I'll give an example. Like, I would love to go see fucking Power play Nade this weekend. I'm tuned into that. Like, I don't know, me personally, I'm tuned into that. I want to see that. You know what I mean? I want to see, like, yeah, I'm there. We're there. We're all there. But like, I get why they don't do it. I guess just from a selfish standpoint, from a viewer standpoint and community standpoint, like, I think I myself missed that, and like I think the community misses that a little bit. But I understand why people at that point don't do it.
I think it goes back to like, if I asked everybody in the room a question, right? Are you fine with making $1,200 and having 17 out of 630 comments say that you're trash at the game? Would you be fine with? Is that a
Yes.
great trade-off?
Yeah,
Me, yes, because I just don't give a fuck like what people comment. I truly don't care like what people comment. But for 4 years of my 2K League career, all I read was that I was asked for 4 straight years. But like who cares? You know what I mean?
So I think like what ends up happening is it goes back to what you were saying. Like so many people in the 2K community may be underlying haters that they don't realize it, but like you really want to stunt the growth of others because you're willing to step on other people's necks to get ahead. So you may say that you might have a problem with somebody, and of course, yeah, there might be a beef, but we're grown and things can be, you know, talked about and stuff like that. Even though some people may never change their outlook or their view about you, then you just have to call a spade a spade. But at least you try. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a few people in the community that I have a couple ripples with, but I don't have disdain, hate for them because they can't run my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's for me, it's like if I had a problem with another 2K YouTuber, right? And everybody's telling me, yo, you should wager. And I reach out and say, yo, the community been talking. Let's sit down in the Discord call, talk out whatever, you know, issues we had. And if we can't come to an agreement, then I just have to make a video and say, yo, like, well, there's never going to be a wager because we can't get over this set topic. And that's it. And if they keep asking, I'm a stickler. I'll link you a video of my explanation every time you comment just to run the views up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, like, I don't have a problem doing that, but maybe there are certain people in the community where their feelings are so strong about not wavering on something that they're willing to not make money, you know, not give money to others, because that's one thing that a lot of people like to do. Oh, he can't make money with me. Oh, she can't make money with me. And they'll live and die by that, you know. But me, hey, bro, it's a lot of money out here. It's printed. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I go off of. Like money is to be made. Simple.
Yeah, I think the more you're involved in the space and like the more you mature in the space as a creator, like your mindset tends to change a little bit towards more of like what you're speaking on iPod. So I know we're a little bit over. Magic, we already talked about it a little bit. Stick and button. I mean, it is what it is. Like I shoot with the button, but like I see why people shoot with the stick. Last thing before I send you all out, for anyone that watches this or, you know, is watching now or ends up watching on YouTube or the case may be, what is just one quick word or sentence of advice you'd give to someone new to the community that's coming in, wants to be a content creator, you know, it's their first year in 2K? Like, what is a piece of advice that maybe you were given or that you learned throughout your time and your experience as a creator to help you get to where you're at now?
I'll go last.
Okay, so let's go Iggy, Badge, Solo, iPod.
I'll go from a streaming perspective. One main thing that I take pride in is I'd say interaction with my viewers. Even when I didn't pull the amount of viewers I did now, like even when I had, you know, 5 viewers, and that even took me a long time too, I would always try my best to interact with all of them, try to build a connection, you know, like talk to them, engage with them, see, you know, just have a regular conversation like them, like you would anybody else. Like, don't treat them like a viewer, treat them like a, you know, like a regular person, because obviously that's what they are. I would just say interaction. Like if you're a streamer, like interact with every viewer that you get, because when you do get that one viewer, you want that viewer to stay, and then when he stays and you get another viewer, you get him to stay, and it just keeps going and it keeps building onwards.
Yep.
I would say the most common mistake I see over and over is people that try to go on Twitch and they just turn on their game and they play the game and that's it. And, you know, like we talked about, Twitch doesn't really have any sort of algorithm for you to be able to find someone. So you're putting yourself at a massive disadvantage when someone has to scroll super far down to find you. So all they do is they stream for 10 hours a day on Twitch, but they don't upload any TikToks or YouTube videos. And I feel like they could do so much more with their time if they really wanted to, you know, let's say they wanted to really stream and that's it, build up the other platforms and, you know, take them over to Twitch instead of just sitting there on Twitch and wasting 10 hours to have 5 viewers every single day. It's the most common thing that I see, the mistake that I would say I see over and over.
So when people like get into content creation, I feel like they have like a passion or a motivation for it. But a lot of people after like a few weeks or a month, they don't get the results they're expecting, and they give up. Did my camera just lag or my mic or no?
Nah,
Am I
you're good. It's just
Good.
vmix. So if you got when you guys see
Yeah.
that, it's just vmix tweaking out. So you guys are good.
Yeah, so people like will give up after like a few weeks or a month, and like that's where if you push through that initial thing, the hiccups, that's where you like get the success. I feel like so you just got to stay consistent, keep improving. Like I'm gonna talk more for like the YouTube side of things is like every video like improve, whether it's just even like 1%, like make the editing a little bit better, make the quality of the video better, whatever, something like that. And I think just like creating a community, replying to all your comments, treating people like friends instead of like fans, I think all that helps.
Yep.
Ooh, this is not going to be a one-liner. First thing, no matter what you want to do, whether it's content creation or streaming, I would say do both. If you have a console, which you should because you want to play your games and stuff like that, stream from your console. Go to whatever website, get you a blue snowball, plug it into your console, use that as your mic. Once you're ready to take the next step, it's time to get a laptop. If you already have a laptop, you're already ahead of the game. What you want to do is you want to make sure that laptop can run OBS. Once you do that, get yourself a nice little Logitech C920, and then you start streaming from your console to your PC with a Elgato, capture card. Now, the next thing I would say is build your credit. And the reason why I stress this is because I know that a lot of people do not know how to build your credit. They don't know what steps to take. Join my Discord. I can help you with that for free. But once you get your credit right, apps like Klarna, Affirm, all of these things, the pay laters, but get your items now, that's a huge thing in gaming right now. You can get your setup upgraded and make the money back later, or grind your day job that you should have. If you're an adult, you grind your day job and you can pay all of that back for the equipment that you got. And once you're there, it's like Bad said, you have to make content outside of just streaming. If you want to be a multi-streamer on every platform, you're ahead of the game there as well. You can go get these AI applications and download the VODs to this AI website or whatever, and make reels and clips and videos from that with the press of a button. Yeah, it's paid, but that's why you make money. You have to reinvest. If you think that you're going to get into this gaming world or any content creation world or even just streaming without spending $1, you are sadly mistaken. Your first check will be enough to buy a Lunchable, okay? And your second check might be enough to buy a drink with that. So make sure that you are reinvesting into the craft until you get to a place where it's like, oh, $100 a month. Oh, $350 a month. Oh, $700 a month. Oh my God, I just had the biggest month of my life, 5K. Holy shit, I made 20 this month. That's the stepping stones you want to take. You want to build it. It's slow, y'all. Not every content creator you've ever seen in this world has been the shit since they hit the live button. It's taken everyone damn near 5 to 7 years to blow up. No matter where they are in that tier list, it's taken them years. Nobody just does it straight out the gate.
Yeah, I respect that. I respect all the takes from you guys, and I'll just say to end it, like, one thing that I learned over my time that stuck with me a lot was like, I'll take one loyal viewer over, or like one loyal follower over 100 viewers, right? Like I learned that over my time that like the numbers are great. Everyone wants to see numbers, and like I learned that over time, the more I started to connect with some people that were in my stream every single day, no matter, like iPod said, no matter what I was playing, that ultimately turned into more revenue down the road for me than it did like me seeing more viewers. Like, let's say like more viewers hosting a tournament, I might 5x my viewers hosting a tournament, but I noticed like I'll take the 1 to 5 to 10 loyal followers over the 100 or 1,000 viewers that may come in from time to time. So like, I think it's important when you're building your community to treat it like a plant, like water it, give it sunlight, and understand like what's working, like continue to give more water towards that. And in turn, like that will grow down the road. And like I said, I agree with everyone's point here. Like especially on the YouTube end, I can say like Solo's point, Badge's point. Like a lot of times, kids get caught in. You start with motivation, but motivation will only take you so far, right? Like motivation eventually burns out. So from there, like discipline and things of that nature will take you further than motivation will. So if you have a video that does 1,000 views and your next video does 100, most people, like Solo said, that's the point where they quit. So like pushing through that, and it's like that image we see where the guy is like chopping through the mine and he's right by the diamond, but he's turning around. Like you never know when you're right there to strike gold or hit that diamond. So like stay consistent. Like iPod said, try to invest in yourself as you go. I started on an Xbox playing Nightbot off my JBL speaker. It sounded like shit, but like it was what it was back then. And then from there, you slowly invest to up your quality. And then last thing I'll say, like I didn't have this when I started in 2017. Like the ability to leverage, like Bad said, using different platforms to leverage your Twitch or leverage other platforms. I didn't really have that back in the day. Like there wasn't TikTok, there wasn't certain things that you can use now that makes you so accessible and like discoverabilities at an old time premium. So like don't spend 12 to 14 hours a day just streaming the game and constantly having the same viewership month after month after month after month. If you're not seeing a change there, you in turn have to change something. So whether that's, diverting your time and doing more TikTok or IG Reels or YouTube videos, YouTube Reels, and then from there, it could ultimately feed back into your Twitch or your views on other platforms. I would say leverage all your platforms to help them all grow, not just focusing on one. And then, last thing that I will say that helped for me was get involved in the community. Like, don't be scared to hit up people. Don't be scared to jump into a stream like of anyone that's in here and ask for a jump shot or ask to run or ask to, get out of your bubble. Like, I think that's important. I think it's important in anything you do in life to network. The more you network, the more opportunities come out of that. So yeah, like I would say, don't be shy. Don't feel like you have to do it on your own. Like at the end of the day, like there's always strength in numbers. So I truly believe that the more you reach out to people, the more you build relationships in your community, the more I think you'll see yourself grow and have opportunities to grow. So take that as you please. You're getting advice from 5 guys who've had different ranges of success in different areas in this community. So I think there's a lot of good knowledge there for you guys to take. But guys, appreciate it. I know we're a little bit over time, so I appreciate you guys chilling with me and talking.
Of course.
Again, like it means a lot to have you guys come on, take time out of your day to do this kind of stuff. So I appreciate it. I'll hit you guys up soon. We'll plan some more stuff in the future. But as always, guys, I appreciate it, and keep doing what you're doing.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Have a good day,
Peace.
guys.
Y'all have a good one.
Peace. All right, guys. Little over time, but man, those are 4 good guys, dude. Like those are guys that I've known for a while in this community who have tons of success. I saw some comments in the chat too that I want to call out real quick. I wasn't able to call it out while we were talking, but Comp Moves, I appreciate that, man. Like saying you watched my tournaments in 18, got my shot in 17. Rastafari, yeah, bro. We talked about reruns, same thing. I agree. I'm not a fan of reruns, so I agree with you on that. But hey, again, guys, great episode. 4 guys that I have tons of respect for in this community that have, I've learned things from, that you guys can learn things from. Yeah, iPod for sure, bro. I'm gonna hit you up. We're gonna do some stuff that you guys can learn stuff from. So take advice from this kind of stuff. Grizzly, what's good? Those guys all have a ton of success. Those are guys that I get to this day. Like I get stuff from. You know what I mean? And so you can always grow. You can always progress. So take this stuff. It's free knowledge. Take the free knowledge and run with it. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll have another episode on Friday. We're planning on Friday. So stay tuned for that. I'll have more information on Twitter. Just a reminder, next weekend is the tournament. October 18th to October 20th is the tournament. So make sure if you guys want to play, get your team, get registered, go to my Twitter, the pinned tweet. My pinned tweet has all the information you need with the registration link. So go sign up, use that link to sign up. The registration changes on the 12th. Yeah, the 12th. So we go to $60 on the 12th. Moolah, I'm gonna hit you up. We're gonna have that episode coming up soon. All right, bro. Appreciate you stopping through, Moolah. We're gonna get you on and have that episode coming up soon. So I'll hit you up on Twitter, bro. So go sign up, guys. $60 entry fee on the 12th. So you guys have 3 days, 2 days, 3 days. As $45. So go sign up. We'll see you guys next weekend for the tournament. That's gonna be a fun one. We'll see you guys again on Friday for our next episode. And we'll carry on. So guys, appreciate it. Much love. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Follow us on all our platforms. !SND in the chat. SND in the chat. That'll give you all the links to all our social media platforms. We post TikTok clips, YouTube shorts, IG reels. We post the whole episodes back on YouTube. So guys, please go drop us a follow. It helps. Leave a like, whatever. Any of it helps. I appreciate you guys. Much love to everyone. And we will see you guys again on Friday. Peace.